What you're about to see has been created in just 3 short months in survival in Minecraft. Some of these builds are absolutely incredible. Some of them are going to take your breath away. And the ideas and creativity behind them is just amazing. I invite you to join me in my short tour of the AvoVerse's Diamond Deck. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to a very special episode from me, Avomance, on the AvoVerse. The AvoVerse is just about to upgrade to 1.16.2, and as a result, we've been touring around all the amazing builds that you guys have been doing. I just streamed yesterday, as I record this, the entire Diamond server. The Diamond Deck is where my Diamond Patrons build in almost creative. It's still survival, and they have 3 months to do it, and they have done some amazing stuff, and I really had to share this with you. So if you didn't catch the stream, and by the way, future streams, twitch.tv/Avomance, link is in the description below. If you didn't catch the stream, come and have a look at this. If you did catch the stream, come and have a look at this. These builds are inspiring, amazing, and breathtaking. You do not want to miss them. The AvoVerse is my family of servers. We've got a completely no whitelist free-to-play server, we've got a patron server, and we've got other stuff as well. And also, some stuff that hasn't even been released yet. That's exciting, it's coming out very soon. But if you want to get involved, link is in the description below for the Discord. Everything you need to know is there. Discord is completely free. Come and play. Do remember, got to be over 13 if you own a Discord account. So if you're under 13, you're more than welcome on these servers. However, you might need your parents' help with the Discord. If you want to come and look around any of these builds that I'm about to show you, you absolutely can. We are providing a world download for the Diamond server, and I invite you to come and have a look around yourselves. They're superb. They're just simply superb. The coordinates of the different bases will be in the description below. And this is the portal to the Diamond Deck server. We're going to jump through it now. It's all about taking a bit of a jacuzzi. Let's go. And we find ourselves in the spawn area of the Diamond Deck. It is a very simple spawn area. We kept it really simple because the builds will speak for themselves. But where are we going to go now is a number of places that are going to blow your mind. And seriously, I was taken aback by what's been done. These people, just to remind you, have 3 months in survival. They do have a few perks, but in survival to be able to build these things, and then we reset and go for a new season. This season is closed. New season starts in a new week. If you'd like to come and get involved with a new season, become a Diamond Patron. The information is in the description. Let's go and see the first one. And our first amazing build is from NAYRU, and this is something else. Just to start us off, I'm doing it in the same order that I did in the Twitch stream. I'm not going to be doing it in as detailed a way as we did in the Twitch stream. Otherwise, this video will be, well, goodness only knows how long, 3 hours probably. But I will at some point release VOD videos on a second channel, so you can come and look at those if you're watching this and that second channel is already released. But in the meantime, let's just enjoy the builds. Again, there are a few little books around, and I'm not going to read out all of the lore. I did do in the stream, but it takes quite a long time. But essentially, what's happened here, this is a Jack and the Beanstalk style build, whereas the farmers that used to live in that house just there bought some beans, planted this up, and these massive pods came out. But one of them fell on the floor, and it was a biome of desert inside, and that's why everything around here is desert. Come and watch the screen VOD if you want the full story. Coming around, I'm going to start at the bottom, and this is the pod that broke open. This poor pod, look, you've got the villager inside. Each of these pods is a different biome. And what I really love about this is the details in such a small space that we've been given. It's absolutely brilliant. Everyone's got like a little house where it's villager appropriate, which is superb. This villager probably didn't even know what hit him, did he? Goodness me. Poor pod's on its side, but he's wandering around in his desert area looking for a mate, I imagine. But are you alright there, fella? Yeah? Okay, alright, walk away from me, that's just rude. But isn't it fantastic? That's just one of the pods. Coming up and around to the next one, this pod here represents the savanna biome. And bear in mind, again, in survival, people, so these sheep and the cows and any of the mobs that will be inside these biospheres have been brought here in survival. It's absolutely insane, including the villagers. Isn't that fantastic? So there you go, the savanna plains in there, in that pod, growing off of this enormous beanstalk. This is the snowy biome. You can see we've got ice spikes just there. We've got an igloo for the villager. We've got a little white rabbit. Isn't it fantastic? Now, because it's difficult to make the whiteness, we've used white carpet here and a little bit of packed ice. But what a great representation of the snowy biome. Really, really love it. Coming up to the next one. This is the flower forest. As you can see, loads of different flowers inside there. I could go inside the pods, but I think it's quite nice just to stay outside. And we've got bee up in the corner there, going mental on that different flower. Going up to the next pod, actually coming around to this pod first because it's underneath, we've got the jungle. This jungle here, represented by jungle trees and a little bit of podzol, and we've got bamboo. We've got pandas brought in, again, pandas brought in survival. How fantastic. I really love that pod. It's one of my favourites. Coming up this side, above here, we've got the dark oak forest pod. Really simple but effective with the floor, a few flowers, mushroom, and also the dark oak trees. Coming down here, just look at the top of it. Each of these pods is made out to be like a fruit, and you can get in from the top if you wish to through the trapdoor. This one, swamp. You got your little swamp fella with his leaf hat. Never understood the leaf hat, but little swamp fella there having a little bath. Fantastic. Really, really love it. Coming here, we've got the mesa biome. How nice. Again, intrinsically with its mine shaft there as well. Really nice piece of work. That's the one where we lost one, I guess. Is that where the thing fell off? Loving that. Coming up here, we've got the tiger biome here. We've got our tiger villagers inside. Giant spruce tree. Really beautiful. And we've got our ocean biome as well, which is completely filled with water source blocks, full of kelp, full of coral, full of fish. What a fantastic build. Let's just take a step back. Look at this. It's just beautiful. Congratulations, NAYRU. You've done a superb job. Really, really impressed. Let's go to the next one. This next build is by Yoda BR549, and this has got lots and lots of details, so we are going to whiz around it. Again, stream VOD will be available at some point in the future. Do come to streams because you get far more detail on this kind of thing, but this is beautiful. First off, let's come to this ship. I mean, the ship in itself is really quite impressive. It's a merchant ship. It's got huge hatches in the middle there, so as it can drop in lots and lots of goods. Inside, it's really well laid out. Everything's stored very nicely. Sleeping quarters at the back. More storage at the front there. That's really, really lovely. A few crewmen being represented by these armor stands. What I really like about these, look, watch this, watch this, watch this. Hang on, let me just come up here. I hope I didn't run them all out last night. Ready? Go. Boom! Actual working cannons. How cool is that? Really love them. So clever. Like the working cannons. Then coming onto the actual dock area. These docks are well lit up in the daytime, but at night time they come on as a result of these daylight sensors turning the lamps on. We've got a cantilevered crane there dropping the stuff into the boat. That's really lovely. And we've got the lighthouse made of brick that's actually working at the top. Some really efficient redstoning going on behind that. It's beautiful. Really like what you've done. Coming around this side, we're going to go under there in a moment. We've got animal pen. We've got our farming area. In here we've got what's effectively a bar. It's a tavern. So coming inside, let me just open that up. Into the tavern you can see lots of places for the pirates to come and get drunk and have plenty of root beer and whatnot else, obviously, because that's what they'll be drinking. Some farms underneath as well as some storage. It's a really nicely laid out area, and it's made into a little bit of lore as a result of this temple, because what happened, the pirates found this deserted temple area and just colonized it. It's really, really cool, isn't it? I love the way that this beacon has been turned into a again, another kind of temple come Mayan artifact. That's really well thought out. Over here we've got some living area. Inside there is well detailed with lots and lots of different rooms with bedrooms and toilets and living rooms, etc. We've got a water butt in here that actually completely irrigates through these little aqueducts all of the outside. I think that's beautiful. We've got some areas here as well that's more living space, as well as some working areas. Inside here you can see we've got wall and various different workstations. It's a really nicely put together build. And then I'm going to come over here. We're going to come back to this area in just a moment. But round here, if you follow through all of these tunnels, it takes you up to this garden area. But behind the gardens, you've got these little Easter eggs where you've got some cells that have been long deserted as a result of the prisoners probably dying, rotting away, and everyone leaving it alone. And up here, we've got the dam where this wall holds back that mass of water to stop it from flowing all over the rest of the area. It's really lovely. But one more thing I just want to show you over here underneath the lighthouse. I'm just going to come inside the lighthouse. Which door should I use? Let's use this door. Inside the lighthouse, we've got this little area under here, and this is where the real magic happens, because this, look at this beautiful detailing around here. This is where the actual smuggler's cave is, and we're going to find that real treasure on this side, coming around and through, up and over, up and around, and here, all of the smuggler's cave treasure, blocks of diamond, blocks of emerald, all done in survival, remember, beautifully built. And then there's also mines underneath that have got working redstone to swap tracks around, so as you can put your mine carts in one direction or another direction or another direction. Yoda, it's a really, really lovely build. In 3 months, it's amazing you've managed to do it. Let's go to the next one. This is the base of Ferocious Seahorse, and she is built off the back of a small village that she found on the Diamond Deck. She's got herself a little hut here. Well, a hut's more than a hut, isn't it? It's a really lovely little house. Been killing off those villagers. Bear in mind, this is in hard mode, which is why this door is up here to stop the zombies from breaking it down. I wonder if she's had some problems. And we've got some decorated stuff. I actually, believe it or not, quite like the fact that we use granite for this fireplace. The two different types of granite. Not a big fan of granite normally. That really, really works. Coming upstairs, you've got a bedroom, and coming around, you've got a little bit more of an area. But what she really focused on, just coming downstairs, I'll show you. So you've got her enchanting room and potions, etc. What she really focused on was this lore field thing around the back, right here. Legend says that this was raised out of the ground by a powerful demigod wizard who was the son of the goddess of life, as a result of marauders coming to try and kill this life tree. And now the life tree is imbued with the soul of the wizard. It's beautiful. What I love, we've got the hole in which the plate of dirt, etc., was lifted out of, and it's all been flooded in. And it shows that the tree actually came from somewhere. It was uprooted, and the roots still come through the bottom of that dirt, which I think is great, because this is a big tree, so there would be a lot of roots there. It wouldn't be right for it not to flow through the bottom of that dirt. Very impressed with that. Little touches of detail that make all the difference. Here we've got water streaming out of the centre of the tree, which we'll look at in a moment, running down each side to give that effect of this floating island, almost being held up by the force of the water cascading down, although it's actually the magic that's holding it up. This is a nicely detailed little island as well. I really quite like it. But what really makes this stand out is the detailing inside the tree. So let's go and have a look. If we come up the tree, and you can climb it in survival because these vines will assist you up, and you come inside, we see what's going on inside this tree. We've got all kinds of water flowing, which gives us those waterfalls falling off the sides of the island. But look at the detailing of the branches and the lighting and all of the vines that have been put inside this tree. Done in survival, people. This is in survival in 3 months. The amount of collection that was necessary to do all of this in itself is insane. The amount of resource gathering is immense, and it's a proper labyrinthine maze to be able to get in and out. All done, again, I keep saying it and I will keep saying it, in survival. And we've got our beacon flowing up through the top like that. It's just a fantastic piece of work, and I really, really do enjoy it. And on the top, the canopy just flows out and around. So we've got a big wide trunk here and a canopy here that took, it's over 3 double chests of stacks of leaves went into making this build. It's beautiful. Really, really like this one. Really nicely put together, and I love the lore behind it as well. Really lovely build, Ferocious Seahorse. Really impressed. Let's get on to the next one. The next epic build on this Diamond Deck server is done by the Epic Girls. This is the only collaboration on the server, and they are well named the Epic Girls. These 5 ladies have done something amazing. They are Mooipoo, Mama Bear 79, Koala Girl, Raventhot, and Tylee Cross. And they haven't just given us something for our eyes to enjoy. They've also given us something else. Let me show you. I'm just going to throw this switch to turn on the magic. All of this redstone that's about to happen was done by Mooipoo. Let's pop that on. You can see that lights things up. And if we just wait for a few moments as we walk around, you might notice something a little bit different in the air. I'm just going to walk around. Oh, little tinkle, 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 tinkle. We've got some sound that tinkles all the way through the entirety of this build. It's just brilliant. The redstone underneath powers all of this, and we get lights and we get music and we get tinkles. It's just a beautiful fantasy forest. So there's a number of parts to this. We've obviously got our lollipops here, the little colourful trees and campsites and beautiful little lakes and ponds and the noise, etc. We've also got things going on around this way. You can see more coloured llamas. We've got little temples to the I don't know, the goddesses of tinkles. I don't know, but it's just really beautiful the way they've all set this all out. Again, 3 months in survival was what it took for people to make these. Koala Girl's done herself a really lovely little mushroom house that works really well with the combinations of those block palettes. It's a really nice little piece of work. Again, we've got more of these little temples around here as well. And if we come up and over in this direction, you can see we've got a completely terraformed area around here. All of this was made specifically for the build. It wasn't there already. This waterfall's coming down, again, specifically all created as a result of block placement, nothing happening naturally. It's just really fantastic. I'm going to show you a really special little fountain in a moment as well. But I love what's been done here. And we've got the first of our organic builds with this bird made out of stone. It's a real testament to the building skills of the people involved. Now what we've got here is a very special little fountain. You'll notice inside we have got a little block going up and down and up and down. If I fire an arrow, especially a tipped arrow, into this block here, I'm just going to fire it straight in, bang, hope I fit. We get all kinds of things going on there. Can you see we've got all of the particle effects all bouncing around? It's really lovely. You've got the particle effects going up in the white, you've got the bubbles, you've got the splashing, and that will carry on for as long as that arrow's there, which is 5 minutes before it despawns. It's superb little touches like that that make the difference to some of these builds. Now we're going to come up a little bit further now, because we're going into the clouds for some flying islands. So I'm going to come around to this side first, and we're going to have a look at this wyvern. This wyvern, built on the diagonal, by the way, was made by Raventhot, I believe, out of just 4 if you include its eyes, 5 if you include the little touches of the glowstone. Of 3 different blocks, that's all. We've got netherrack, we've got terracotta, and we've got some bone blocks. That's it. This entire wyvern was made out of just those 3 blocks. How clever is that? Really, really beautiful. We've got clouds floating around using white glass. We've got some really lovely looking buildings here made out of prismarine and quartz. I love the colour scheme that's been used on this one. It's absolutely beautiful. You can see all connected up by different bridges to each other, which is a really, really lovely touch, I think. This one was designed by Mama Bear. Looking it up, it's just a really lovely design, isn't it? Very, very nice indeed. Following across the glass bridges here, coming across to here. Now we've got the blue palace. This blue palace is really, really well put together. I love the way that we've just flexed a little bit of variegation in there with blue ice along with the packed ice. Again, 3 months, people. 3 months to make these. Absolutely amazing. Really loving it. You've got a gold throne inside this big ice tower. Really lovely put together. This is, I enjoy it very, very much. And if you look to the side, this was built by Tylee. Look to the side here, you've got even more detailing coming around this side as well, where this island has been ripped out of the ground and taken some of the flower forest with it. This tree is a really lovely piece of work as well. It's well thought out is the tree. It goes up and around, and you can follow it around with each individual layer. And then at the top, these branches push out using, again, loads and loads of leaf blocks. Imagine the number of leaf blocks that were not harmed, honestly, in the making of this world. It's just lovely. And inside we've got some good detailing as well. You can see everything's been made with a real eye for detail. Each of these different levels has got a different living space. It's just really, really well put together. Very, very impressed. And then coming across this side, which is what we notice, the red area here. And again, a big castle here put together using different red and pink tones, along with all of the white that accentuates all of these 3 palaces. Use of these glazed terracotta that really works inside the rest of it coming up sight. The detailing, even with the use of bird poo, it works really, really well. What I really like about this is the way the windows have been put together here. It looks like a really nicely detailed window using these these rods, these end rods, with a little bit of the coloured glass there with the terracotta in the middle. What a nice idea. And I might steal it, is all I can say. I may well steal it. So what I want to do is I want to come just take a big step backwards so as we can see what has been put together by these epic girls. It's a truly epic build and I properly love what you've done. Thank you for taking the time to do it. We are now stood in front of the portal of White Warlock, and White Warlock has made something really very impressive under the water. Let's go and have a wander down. Look at this really long passageway, and I love the use of this bright yellow concrete next to the prismarine. It works so very well. All these exits going out into the area outside, which we will do in a moment, but I want to come here first because what we've got here is an active guardian farm that doubles up as a base. So if you want prismarine, White Warlock was the person to come to. I love the fact the entirety of this floor is slabbed, so it is not spawnable. You can see it's all bottom slabs there. Really nicely thought out, so as you don't have to worry about all the light that you'd need to light something up like this to stop any spawns. And it just goes on and on this underground world. You've got a really lovely looking table here, a map of the area, which is insane if you think about it. Look at the size of it, it's huge. But we're going to move on and have a look at some of that in a moment. And then coming around this side, you can see the centre of the Guardian farm right here. The drop chute where the Guardians fall down as a result of coming through there. It's just an immense build. Lots of time taken in survival in 3 months. And it's just a really lovely build. I love the way it's been put together. Let's come upstairs and see what we've got up here as well, because there's quite a lot more stuff to see yet. So you can up and around this double-sided staircase. It just continues. You can see, look, the Guardian's bobbing around in there, about to fall down the chute and become prismarine. We've got an open dry tank there and an open dry tank there. We've got what's effectively an external area here, although even though it is internal and under the sea. And we've got this kind of outer pod area that you can come in and you can just have a peek out at the Guardians that definitely do peek back at you. You want to be careful in here. I tell you, you need invisibility potions, you'd need water breathing potions, you need night vision potions, otherwise making this build would be even harder than it would be normally. There is also a really attractive build. Which side is it? Is it this side? I love the way that this is set out as a library. That floor coupled with the dark carpet, coupled with the prismarine, what a fantastic effect. I really like it, and again, like so many of the other builds that come in this Diamond server, and all the other AvoVerse servers, frankly, I'm probably going to nick it. Let's come around on the outside though, because there's more stuff to show you through here. So out in the water, we have got some really quite clever statues. Again, prismarine built. They've even got eyelashes, these mermaids. Isn't that brilliant? Mermaids with eyelashes holding flowers. I think that's a lovely, lovely touch. Really, really impressive. There's another one just there as well. You can see facing the opposite direction. But what we do have over here is a submarine. And I'm just going to show you it. This submarine can actually be climbed into. But I love the shape, the fact it's kept authentic to the rest of the build. It's not alien to it. It's completely authentic with the propeller at the back, but still looks very much like a kind of a Guardian-esque fish shape. You can get into it underneath with a double trapdoor airlock and sit in there, and it's just a shame you can't fly these things around, but how cool is that? And then the towers continue above the water. Look at those. That's absolutely superb. 2 matching towers on the inside. They are identical as well. We have got our glazed terracotta on the underneath. Up here we've got kind of living space. This is where the enchanting goes on, and if we go up another level we've got more living space. We can then go across the bridge, and the only difference between the two of them is the fact that down in the middle here it's not more enchanting, because why would you need it? This is for potion making. It's a really, really lovely build, and there's also linked nether portal to go to a farming area, so as everything is supported. I'm not going to go over there, but it is fantastic. But I do want to show you what this looks like from the sky at night time. Isn't that just brilliant? So beautifully lit up, all of those glass domes underneath that each hold a different biome, so more biome representation there. It is such a lovely build, built underwater to make it extra hard in 3 months in survival. White Warlock, it is just breathtaking. Congratulations. We are at XANIVER's base now, and we're in just a fairly humble looking house. We've got some farming behind. We've got other bits of farming behind. We've got workstations. We've got other bits going on behind here. But this is the Diamond Deck. Nothing is as it seems. Because if we step outside, this humble house, you will see something just a little bit strange. It's all underwater. This is XANIVER's underwater abode. And again, the house, it's a really nice house. Difficult to build underwater, making sure all those blocks are waterlogged as well. Remember, it's not just a case of slapping them down. You've got to make sure every single one is waterlogged. But, oh, there's a bit of a road here. I wonder where the road leads us. Let's go and have a bit of a look. I'm just going to walk along the road. In fact, I'm going to swim a little bit along the road. Every now and again, you get a clam that's opened up, showing you just something, little treasure or something like that inside. There's more than one. We've got another clam coming here. That's got another little treasure there with a potion stand. But we have this fantastic temple. It's just brilliant. And this is the god Zeptune. Not Neptune, Zeptune with an X, which is a nod to XANIVER's own name, obviously. It's brilliant. Made out of prismarine there. A lovely little statue to the god Zeptune. But if we continue back around, I'm going to go back along this road here and come this way and follow this road in this direction through this winding coral reef, which is really beautiful. Again, another clam there waiting to bite my face off, probably, if I know what things tend to do to me in this game. And follow this road all the way around even further. I think the work that was done here in survival, people, in 3 months is just insane. So I'm just going to continue. Oh, I'm going back the way I came there. I'm going to continue going along this way because we've gone a long way underwater, which in itself is hard enough. Twisting around, making this road absolutely superb. And then when we come down here and turn left, we go through this archway of coral, and we know that something is about to happen. And it is. We have got this Colosseum style build made out of prismarine. Again, this wasn't an ocean monument. This was built out of prismarine from scratch. And inside we have got more really beautiful statues to various different gods here. So this is the god Zamaz, for example, again with an X, the god of war. It's just brilliant. The amount of quartz that have gone into these builds, just insane stacks of quartz blocks and quartz bits and pieces. And bear in mind, 115.2 this was built in, so there was no trading for quartz with piglins. This was before piglins were even in the game. This was done by mining out in the nether and nothing more than that, literally bashing out the quartz ores. And look, the squid's impressed. It is a beautiful piece of building. The build itself doesn't do credit to the amount of time and effort that goes in it, even though the build is so very impressive. Zam, I love this build. It's the detailing's on the corners here as well. It's absolutely fantastic. And normally XANIVER is a bit of a mole. He's digging in the ground looking for stuff. Obviously, he's done a lot of digging, but a lot of it this time was in the nether. You can see this loops round back to Zeptune in a big old loop. What a brilliant build with the little house, he says, little house, the base under the water here. Looking at it from above, you can see, apart from that stripe of the roof of Zeptune's temple, everything is completely underwater in this coral reef. And it is so big that the Colosseum area isn't even rendered in if you're standing by the house. Nice work, XANIVER. We applaud you. Our last base is Wet Willie's place, and Wet Willie has surpassed himself. Look at this ship. Let me just turn myself around so we can look at it properly. This ship is just sensational. The sails not built on a flat, but built slightly on a curve, look absolutely beautiful. And the way that we've brought in 3 different cyan blocks here, cyan concrete powder, cyan concrete and cyan wall, just to give ourselves that variegation look, that contrasting look as the wind billows in the sails. It just works so well. The rigging flying up behind those 2 masts, the small foremast here with the kind of tiny little spinnaker sail, and then the back here has got another small sail, the poop sail I believe it's called, that is supporting by this poop mast on the poop deck. It's all about poop this end, isn't it, really? We've got a little thing here to dangle in the people that have broken the law, but inside we've got lots and lots of details as well. We've got this beautiful kind of area at the back for the captain to stand in. We've got rain, obviously, which we'll sort out in a moment. We've got an underside where you can come down and you can see what's going on inside the ship as well. Plenty of storage there. Cannons pointing it out. It's just such a lovely build. Just going to come up And you think, that's enough really, isn't it? As a build, that would be enough to build this in survival. Well, no, that's not enough. It's absolutely not enough. Willie doesn't like doing things by halves, and what we've done here for this ship is just half of the build. I just want to take a step back. Even in the rain, it looks fantastic, but there is another part of the build that I want to show you over there. If we come away from this absolutely beautiful ship, and I just want to look the prismarine use there on the side as well, complementing those sails. The palette is just so well thought out. Following along this elevated path here, you can see the stilts creatively made using stone walls, some iron bars, various woods, really nicely made. Walking around here to the other side, and we have got a platform up here that is just something to behold. Now these, I just want to pause just for a moment to look at these chain links. These chain links aren't in a straight line, they do actually go at a diagonal, and they look like they're under tension. And that is what is so impressive about this build, is these chains being under tension at that length at a diagonal. It's just very, very clever. We've got all kinds of market stalls around this glassy lake area. And it's, you imagine the amount, it's glass, it's not water. You imagine the amount of glass that went into this, the amount of smelting to get the glass mist effect that we've got down there, which I love, for the record. I think is absolutely beautiful. It's just very, very impressive. And then the glass geyser, or geyser, depending on what part of the world you come from, that flows up from that area, that lake, to push out this this platform. So this is dedicated to the 4 elements: earth, air, fire and water. And you can see we've got a temple, all very similar in their builds, except for the way they've been topped off. We've got earth, air, fire, water. And standing in the middle, you can be the 5th element. How about that? It's just so lovely. And then coming on inside each of them, we've got a little bit of water that goes down to this area down here. That means you can see the underneath so beautifully. And that kind of flows underneath the entire the base area, the island that's floating up. Isn't it a fantastic piece of work? I really love this one. And so clever. Let's just come back up again. The detailing that's gone into this in survival in 3 months just blows my mind. All of these diamond decks have really pushed the, dare I say, pushed the boat out, pushed out Willie's boat to get this sort of quality done. It is just beyond imaginative, and I'm staggered by what's been done. Now this was just a whistle-stop tour of all of these bases. They're just amazing to behold, and we will be providing a world download for Java in 1.15.2 if you want to come and take a look around yourself. Now remember, if you want to get involved in the next season of the Diamond Deck, just go to the Patreon, become a Diamond Patron, and that will allow you access to this amazingly exclusive build server. The talent of people on here is amazing, and they all interacted, all helped each other. It was a real community, and it was an absolute delight to hear what was going on. Also, the new seasons of the other servers, both Avotopia and Quarrycraft, all starting again within the next week of me recording this, which means I think they're possibly even out by the time you see it, and it'll be great to see you involved with those too. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying them, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club. I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. You too, sign sheep. Bye.